Welcome back to Fett's Legacy, everyone. I'm here today to give some of my thoughts on the upcoming projects for Star Wars and where Star Wars is heading in the future, and why I believe Kathleen Kennedy needs to be fired immediately to save Star Wars. So guys, before we get into that, I just want to say I apologize for the lack of uploads recently and for my 50 subscriber special not coming out yet. I have been sick for a bit, and that is why there haven't been many uploads, but I want to do that 50 subscriber special when I am fully healthy and 100%, but it will be coming. I do promise you guys that, and look forward for maybe a giveaway coming on that 50 subscriber special, so stay tuned for that. And guys, I just want to say before we move on, please like and subscribe. It helps me out a lot, and hit that notification bell if you do subscribe. So guys, without further ado, let's get right into it. So guys, if you're not sure, The Rise of Skywalker released in 2019, and we are currently in 2022, meaning it has been, a few years before, we've seen a new Star Wars movie. It's been a few years since the last one, and many fans have been waiting because Star Wars has started out as a film franchise and has always been known as a film franchise. Obviously, it expanded into merchandise and comics and TV shows. And obviously right now, the main thing is TV shows. That's where Disney has been making their most content and their most money. But Star Wars has always been a film franchise. They make giant films and, they make tons of money off of those films. Empire Strikes Back, Revenge of the Sith, some of the biggest films of all time that we've ever seen. And, it's for it to be this long without a movie, not even really in the works. We have Rogue Squadron, which has been delayed due to creative differences with the writers and just delays after delays. It was supposed to come out in 2023. We're not even sure if that's coming because Patty Jenkins apparently has been busy with other things and directing other things. And even Taika Waititi is said to have the next film, which apparently will be coming out at the end of 2023 or in 2024. But he has not even started directing or even writing his script. He has said that he's been busy with other things. He's just done Thor Love and Thunder, which I haven't seen yet, but I know he's a good director, and he's even done some work in The Mandalorian and obviously a lot of work with Marvel. He's a great director, but he hasn't written his story, and he's even said he doesn't feel like doing a bunch of research for the story, and it's going to be a completely new timeline. It's not going to follow the Skywalker saga. So my point in this is, we have directors that have signed on for projects and they're not really focused on it. Even the creators of Game of Thrones, highly talented and sought after D.B. Weiss and David Benioff, they were about to sign on with Star Wars to do an entire trilogy and ended up leaving to go to Netflix for more money to do something else with them. I'm not even sure. But how is Star Wars getting outbid for the biggest creators, or one of the biggest creators in the world, the creators of Game of Thrones? How are they getting outbid by Netflix? This is Disney we're talking about. This is Star Wars we're talking about. A massive franchise. They should be able to lure any creators, any writers, any directors they want for the most part. And the fact that they're losing out on people to Netflix is just kind of baffling to me. And they, that's on them. I understand if they wanted to leave and go for more money, that's fine. Maybe you could say that's a good thing. If they're only in it for the money, then go. But why are we going after people who don't even have a plan, like Taika Waititi and Patty Jenkins, who don't even have their script and plan ready, and we're just going after the biggest people in the industry who are just in it for the money? When you're trying to hire someone, say, what is your plan for Star Wars? What's your idea? And then let them pitch their idea to you. I want people who have a plan, who have a passion for Star Wars, and who have an idea of where they want to take the franchise, instead of just thinking of stuff up on the spot. We shouldn't hire people and then say, okay, make a story. We should say, okay, give us a good idea, and then we'll hire you, and you do a movie. Where are these people who are passionate about Star Wars? I'm sure there's plenty of people. We have Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni right now. Give them a whole movie franchise. I know they're focused on Mandalorian and all the upcoming shows, but I just want some people with some passion. Not that Taika Waititi doesn't care about Star Wars at all, but he even said he forgot that Natalie Portman was in Star Wars, and she was one of the main characters of the prequel trilogy. She's one of the catalysts of why Anakin became Darth Vader. So, the fact that he forgot Natalie Portman was in Star Wars is just baffling to me, and this guy's supposed to take on the next Star Wars movie? That's crazy to me. And so, this all comes down to Kathleen Kennedy just cannot do her job properly. She cannot run Star Wars. It's clear to me that after all these years, she is not the right person for the job. She has made Star Wars a second-class franchise instead of being the main powerhouse that it always was, and is now looked upon as like, oh well, if I have time, I might do a Star Wars movie. Like, it's not something that draws in people anymore. It's become a thing that, people will only do it for the money, really, but if someone else comes and pays more, they'll just up and leave. They don't really have any passion for it anymore, and so this is why I think Kathleen Kennedy needs to go as soon as possible so we can start getting Star Wars back on track. And not that Star Wars hasn't had some good things, recently. I did think the Kenobi show was good overall, even with its issues. I did think Book of Boba Fett was good overall, even with its issues. And I did think Mandalorian Season 1 and 2 are great, and I'm hoping good things for Andor. But I just think, as a film franchise, it's been a big fall-off for Star Wars. The sequel trilogy obviously was a huge letdown, and Solo, even though it wasn't terrible and it had some good moments, it just wasn't that great. The only thing I will say was Rogue One was great, and I love Rogue One, and that's probably their biggest success so far on the movie side. Not probably, it is their biggest success so far, and so I just think it's hard for them to recreate that. It's hard for them to even make a movie. We haven't had one in a few years now, and now they're hiring people to do Star Wars movies, and they're leaving to go do other things. Even Rian Johnson, who I don't like as a director, he ruined one of my favorite franchises of all time, in my opinion. The Last Jedi was a terrible movie. He was supposed to have his own Star Wars trilogy, and he even left to go do Knives Out for Netflix. So, again, I'm happy that he isn't really doing Star Wars right now, but why are people leaving, this giant franchise to go and do their own startup movies for Netflix? Like, it just doesn't make a lot of sense to me. So, Star Wars has been on the decline for a bit on the film side, and I think Kathleen Kennedy is a huge reason. She even said, we need to hire people who see Star Wars as a long-term project and are here for the long run and are ready to be involved for the next 5 years. So she says this, but she doesn't hire the people that actually embody what she's saying. She's, I want people who, care about Star Wars and are here for the long run, and then goes and gets people who leave instantly for more money, so she's not really practicing what she's preaching. So I in my opinion, I've said for a while that Kathleen Kennedy needs to go, and this is just kind of all piling on top, and I really think she needs to go at this point. But let me know what you guys think. Am I being too hard on her? Do you think she's done a good job? Personally, I don't think so, but let me know down in the comment section below what you think of Kathleen Kennedy. Do you think I'm correct in saying she needs to go as soon as possible? And anyway, guys, I don't want to make this too long. I appreciate all your support. Keep an eye out for the 50 subscriber special coming with a giveaway that will be included. And thank you all for watching. I will see you guys next time.